My name is El-Tantawy. I'm a documentary photographer. I'm mostly interested in social environmental issues, people-related stories. It's been a really interesting experience to be here because it's been challenging for me because it's a different sort of group of people that I'm teaching with, people who normally don't look at photography as the final outcome, but usually as a means to an end with their work, whether it's sculpture or painting. So it's been a very interesting process for me to be here and learn as well, because I think when you teach, it's also about learning and being challenged. So I'm working with a group of students who are sculptors, painters, filmmakers. Photography is not their main concern or practice. So I think this created a lot of interesting conversations in the way that we were looking at work and even doing comparisons about painting and photography. And I think it's always, with these programs, it's always about having these conversations. It's not just about the outcome and the pictures on the wall, because I think you always walk away, with some thoughts, some challenges, and this always feeds in your work eventually. The main concept that we're really working on is how do you use images to tell a story? But the idea of a story is not a very traditional story, because we're working with all modes of storytelling. A story could also be conceptual, it could be fictional, it could be a dream, it could be reality, it could be one image, it could be 10 pictures. So I think it's about how do you create work that is also personal to the author that's telling it. Because my relationship with photography is that it's not about showing the world, because I think that's really easy. You just click your camera and you've shown something. It's more about how do you articulate how you feel in one photograph. So it's about how do you share your vision of the world to an audience. So I think this was essentially what I was really trying to bring to the participants. And it's never really about me trying to let them create something that's close to my practice. It's really about understanding their practice and understanding how they want to use photography to show the world. And then it's really about me then working with them to try to bring that vision. The outcome is an exhibition, but we've also created a newspaper, which is very exciting. So in one day, we basically converted our space into an active newsroom. We were editing, writing text, we were designing, and this was really exciting, And I think hopefully it was also for them a practice about discipline, because a big part of my engagement with photography has to do with deadlines and doing things in a particular very limited time frame, which is a lot of times not comfortable for me, but you have to make it happen. So I think it was also about presenting new challenges for them that maybe they haven't come across before, or not in the same way. Maybe some people won't take the same level of things away from it, but I think essentially it's really about bringing works that are very different, people that engage with art and photography in very different ways. It's all under one theme, so we're all working around boundaries and borders and thresholds. But then each person presents their work in a very different way, and I think every audience member will see it differently. I think audience members maybe from outside the school will see it in a different way than people from here. I'm hoping that for people from the academy itself, will maybe be surprised by the outcome, maybe hopefully happy by the outcome, because we were actually working in a very short time frame. I mean, we essentially had 3 weeks to produce new work, to have an exhibition, to create a newspaper. So it was very intense, and I think that intensity is also part of the learning experience. But yeah, I think everybody will take away something different.